everyone, it's Shotzi for the Rough Cuts on Sunday, and as you can see, I am moving out, so I'm doing this very quickly because I have to be out of here pretty much now. And today I'm going to talk about a movie that actually one of the Wizards, I'm not sure which one, talked about very briefly in the comment section of Rob's review of King of Kong this week, actually last week since it's Sunday. And that movie is Chasing Ghosts Beyond the Arcade. It's from 2007, and it was directed by Lincoln Ruchti, I think is how his last name is pronounced. This movie features a lot of the same people that were in King of Kong, such as Billy Mitchell, although in this he's Bill Mitchell. Also, Steve Sanders is in this. You have Mr. Awesome as well as many other players from the 1980s, such as Ben Gold. And what takes place in this movie, first off, it was inspired by a photograph from Life magazine that was taken in 1982, showing the top video games of the time, such as like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, also I think like Frogger may have been one of them, I don't remember, but games of that nature. And their high scorers, or who they believe were the high scorers, because of course Steve Sanders didn't have a high score, he lied about it. But this movie, they track down all of those players to see what they're doing today, and some of them are successful, some of them are not. In fact, one of them, Todd Rogers, he currently is living in a trailer on the floor, he has no bed, and he is surrounded by about 200 spiders. Another one, Paul Zurchik, I know I'm like butchering his name. He works for Twin Galaxies now. He's the guy who watches all of the videos when you get a high score and you submit them to Twin Galaxies. And he lives in his parents' house. He has a room in his parents' house, and it's just him and his 22-pound cat surrounded by... I guess it's not really porn since it's drawn, so it isn't really hentai either. I'm sure there is hentai in there, but we'll just call it hentai, or Ettie, because it's drawn, so whatever. He's surrounded by a bunch of like nude women in various poses, and that's his collection, that he says is around $300,000, the value of it. So he's an interesting character. And of course you have Walter Day, who is in this. He's the one who started Twin Galaxies and who started recording all of the high scores for these video games. And he kind of has a sad life right now. And you also have Mr. Awesome in there, who I think he's doing porn. It looked a lot like porn. I really think he's doing porn. Anyway, so that's what he's doing now when he's not wearing his little uniform that he made. But it really goes into depth for the people who held these scores, such as like the leaders for like Missile Command with Mr. Awesome, Pac-Man, as well as Donkey Kong with Bill Mitchell, Frogger, the man who has the cats, I don't remember his name, and I think I already mentioned Berserk, and then of course you have Centipede, who is held, that game is held by Ben Gold, who was just like phenomenal on that game. It was almost kind of spooky. But it talks about the players in depth and what has happened to them today. And it also has some arcade enthusiasts, one of which he was on there and he was just amazed by some of the techniques that these guys use. You know, like just doing this, or the double drumming with your fingers, and then eventually they incorporated a pencil with like a pivot in there, and then finally they use like one of their mother's electric knife and were able to set it so they could like really set a lot of records. But it's just crazy. It's a lot of fun. So I highly recommend watching this movie if you can find it. It's not out on DVD, but if you search the internet long enough, you will find it because it is out there. So I have to run. I hope you all have a great week and a happy summer. And I will see you all later. Oh, and also, Rob, your beloved Arnold Schwarzenegger, in this they talk about how he made his money by by being, I can't talk today. He made his money by being a drug-dealing whore. That's what they say. They call your Arnold a drug-dealing whore, Rob. So remember that. I'll see you all later. Bye.